While living in the path of two different hurricanes, my guest this week still found some time to sit down and talk with us, so stick around. Welcome to Charlie's Open Mic. My name is Charlie Mossbrook. On this week's show, we have Gina Forsythe. She's an award-winning songwriter and one of the best Cajun fiddlers in the state of Louisiana. We sat down, we talked about the weather, we talked about other things going on around the country, we talked about songwriting and fiddle and all kinds of stuff. But before we get to that, let's listen to her music.
I know you weren't proud when you joined the crowd at the Bourbon St. Patrick's Parade, but I saw your faces, you all got so wasted at every last show that I played. Now you and your friends are all over YouTube, what you did on Mardi Gras Day. Now you're going viral, but not in a good way. Now I'm tired and I'm down with some crud and I'm sneezing and I'm wheezing, but I don't know why. But it's summer all over Louisiana, and good God, the pollen is high. I had a good week working down in New Orleans while you were just dancing away. Now you're going viral, but not in a good way. Now my schedule was full from April to June, but now it ain't full anymore. I was wishing I could get just a week off or two. Hey, watch out what you're wishing for. Now my money's all gone and I'm sitting at home for at least the next 14 days, hoping I don't go viral, at least not that way. Now by the way, all of you bulletproof frat boys spending the day at the beach, if you are thinking about coming back home, please stay the hell out of reach. They say in 6 days God made the world, and on the 7th she rested. Then birds evolved, then bugs evolved. You think you caught one and you still can't get tested. I look forward to when the time comes again, when we'll think it's funny to say you're going viral, but not in a good way. Yeah, if you go viral, hope it's not that way. Oh, but if you go viral, let it be in a good way.
If you appreciate this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Please ring the bell to get notifications for upcoming episodes. Please comment and like down below, and you can always visit us at charliesopenmic.com and find our Patreon link to help support the show. Hey, today we have Gina Forsythe. She is an award-winning songwriter, one of the best fiddle players in Louisiana, Cajun Fiddle, which is quite an accomplishment. And she's a member of the group the Malvinas, and there's an awful lot about Gina that we could talk about, but I think we're going to talk about what's coming for her right now. She's in the path of a hurricane. Welcome to the show, Gina. How are you doing?
Hey, Charlie. I'm doing all right so far. Yeah, the worst of the weather is not going to happen till probably the middle of the week. So for now, we're good.
You're right in New Orleans?
I'm actually a little west of New Orleans now. I'm living about 2 hours west near Lafayette in Breaux Bridge, Louisiana. So that's even worse for Laura because it's coming through into southwest Louisiana, near Lake Charles.
I noticed last night you had a Facebook post where your attitude towards the hurricanes was meh.
Well, I mean, so much has been going on, one thing after another, and of course, protests. I mean, police keep killing black men, and
That was in the news this morning.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there was a police shooting in Lafayette as well as the one in Kenosha, Wisconsin. I mean, when are they going to stop this? This is ridiculous.
You'd think there would be a demand within the ranks to let's calm down a little bit and try to be a little more measured in our approach to human beings.
Amen.
So let's talk about music. You are an award-winning songwriter.
I think the big award I won was from a festival that no longer exists. So I guess I need to update my bio.
Which festival is that?
It was the Napa Valley Folk Festival in 1993. And, I benefited from it. I like back in the day, I took a long flight from New Orleans to Oakland or to San Francisco, one of those, and played my 2 songs and was one of the winners. Mm-hmm. And then, but Rocky Mountain Folks Festival, they're still around, and I was one of the top 5 in that one.
And Falcon Ridge?
Falcon Ridge. Oh, I forgot about Falcon Ridge. I guess I still am an award-winning songwriter because that was recent. That was 2016.
Speaking of Napa Valley and all the troubles we're going through, I just got off a chat with a friend who's in that area.
Oh.
That whole area is being devastated right now. We're living in a scary world.
And we both have friends who are in the middle of it. So into that, I sometimes try to inject some humor and some lightness to it, just to try to uplift, try to make them laugh, make them cry. I mean, we've had, just about all of us have had personal losses. We've all known people who have gotten sick or died. Mm-hmm. And, I lost a sister to cancer in the last few months. And friends to COVID and other diseases. So it's a time for grief. Been a very heavy time.
One thing that I've noticed about the way your approach is that you walk into the room and everybody says, this woman is very serious about what she does, and her music is serious, and her songs are serious. And the content of your music is very serious, but boy, you have a way of being able to swing around and make us laugh at the same time that you're making us think. Let's talk about the Malvinas. So that's a mix of a group. You've got members all over the country.
Right. Lisa Markley used to live in Dallas, and I met her at Kerrville a few years ago. She's since moved to New York State. She lives near Woodstock, New York. And Beth, who used to live in Dallas, now lives in Canada. So it's a bit of a challenge for us all to get together. And lately we've been doing like a songwriter night, one of those song salons on Zoom on Tuesdays. We haven't been able to get our songs together, like with the certain apps to do that. Mm-hmm. But we have been able to get together on Zoom and try out songs. So it's been good to see them.
Does that work well for you? Is there enough? Is there too much delay to actually work together? So you're just sort of hearing each other, or have you been able?
Kind of it, yeah. In fact, I've been doing a jam with some other folks, some Cajun musicians from Seattle, from the Seattle area, and of course, they're jammers from all over the country. But you can't really jam, so mm-hmm. So what they do is they mute everybody who's except for who's ever singing the lead, and sometimes the results are hilarious. But it's a lot of fun, and I managed to keep my chops up that way.
Yeah, let's talk about Promised Land.
It came out a while back in 2012, but I managed to get some good airplay from the folk DJs. I think it's a pretty strong album. And it was. I had made another album a few years before called "You Are Here," and this Promised Land, is a little less poppy, a little more folky, and a little more serious than even "You Are Here." The title song, of course, I still sing, because of the theme of immigration.
Have you been able to do any gigs in the past 6 months or however long we've been locked down here?
Other than the little filming for Letters from the Porch and the little thing I did in Waylon Thibodeau's backyard, that we made a little film we were trying to put together for the National Park Service. There haven't been any gigs. I mean, I know I have some friends who've had gigs, and they played outside basically. But yeah, it's and that and streaming gigs, I've been pretty much hanging tight.
The New Orleans area got hit pretty hard with COVID early on,
right?
So that probably sent a pretty clear shock through the community to just put the brakes on and not do anything.
Yes, I haven't really played any. The last actual public gig, or even semi-public gig I had, was in New Orleans in March. It was the convention gig. It was a crawfish boil, and of course there, because the pandemic was starting to hit, there weren't very many people, so there was all this crawfish for us.
That's tasty.
Yeah, but so that was the last bit of crawfish I do.
You have your fiddle close by?
I do have my fiddle close by, come to think of it.
Cool.
Wish I could fly like the smallest of sparrows, high o'er the earth and far from the ground. And all I could feel would be the wings beating to gravity's ceiling. I'd never be bound in some other lifetime. I was just like them, high o'er this earth for one joyous day, with my wings up and I dove into silence, caught by the wild winds and carried away, far from my wonderland, far from my longing, far from this burden, as I could go. One of these mornings I'll go like the sparrows, free from the sorrows of the world below. Now I am human and heavier laden, longing and waiting to fly once again, free from this burden, free from this hurting. One thing's for certain, free I'd be then, free from my wandering, free from my longing, free from One of these mornings I go like the sparrows, free from the sorrows of this world below. Free from my wandering, free from my longing, free from this burden that is for certain. One of these mornings I go like the sparrows, free from the sorrows of this world below.
It was wonderful. Did you start as a fiddle player?
Well, I started the guitar and the fiddle about the same time. Fiddle about 3 months before, when I was 11.
When you were 11?
Playing fiddle tunes much later, when I was about 15. One of those songs. There will come a day when this will end and we'll be able to sing happier songs.
This week's show came together a little bit differently than they normally do. Last week I got a hold of Gina Forsythe and I asked her to be on the show. Well, early this week she got a hold of me and she said, we've got a couple hurricanes coming through. Can we move the interview up a little bit? So we did it Monday, just as Marco was coming to shore. Fortunately, that storm wasn't as heavy as it could have been, and we got the interview done without any problem. Later in the week, when we would normally do the interview, Hurricane Laura came aground and it hit Lake Charles, Louisiana, very, very hard. Gina, her home, her family, everybody was okay, and we're really grateful to hear that. My thoughts go out to those people who did lose their lives in the families who lost their lives in the hurricane. People lost homes. People were forced to evacuate during this pandemic, which I'm sure caused a lot of difficulty for a lot of people. So all those people are in my thoughts, and my prayers go out to all those people and everybody across the country who's dealing with some major crises right now, whether you're in Central California or you're up in the Milwaukee, Kenosha area. My thoughts go out to everybody dealing with all these difficult things going on right now while we're still dealing with this pandemic. It is a difficult time. Through all this, Gina sent me a couple songs to choose from, and I really loved two of them. I mean, I loved them all, but two of them really stood out, and I wanted to use both of them for the show, so I thought, why not let Gina sing twice? And then she played fiddle during the interview, which is cool. So we have a lot of music this week. I'm personally not going to play. I'll be back next week to play a song, but I'm going to let Gina close out the show with this song. So here's another song by Gina.
There will come a day when these hard times are over. Some friends will fall away, some will come back to stay. For those still with us, there will be songs of celebration, but we will remember the friends who fell away. Those who've left us, those who've drifted from us, those who turned a shoulder over things that were said. We'll remember all the friends we loved and tried to, those we wish we could talk to, the living and the dead. Oh, but life is a garden. You always have to water. It don't grow like you think it oughta. You don't learn that in school. Meanwhile, I'm at the fountain wishing you're somewhere listening, but you were keeping your distance before it was cool. There will come a day when all of this is over, and the friends who fell away, Some of them are gone for good. When it's over, let's all remember whatever we did the best we could. It ain't faith till that's all you're holding on to. Sometimes that's gone too. Calling on a friend, maybe now we can't be near, and there is no guarantee here. Here's hoping we can be there when the world comes back again. There will come a day when these hard times are over. Some friends will fall away, but some will remain. When it's over, that will be some celebration, and I live for the day when I can see your face again. I live for the day when I can see your face again.
Hey, thanks for watching Charlie's Open Mic this week, and thank you to Gina Forsythe for taking time out of her hurricane preparations to do the show with us this week. As always, please visit us at charliesopenmic.com, where you can find our Patreon link and help support the show. Please hit that subscription link. Please ring the bell for notifications. Always comment and like, let us know what's going on. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.